What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to No Life Till Metal. It's time for a rock metal update. That's right. Time for a rock metal update. All rock, all metal, all vinyl, all 7-inch this time around. This is a big pile of records. Some I picked up over the last few months. A few I picked up while I was out in Texas, hanging out with my brothers from the Metal Roundtable. Others are brand new releases, so I'm going to get right into it. This first one is a brand new release from Final Decree. Now, who are Final Decree? These guys are kind of legends. If you remember the band Primal from a few years ago, Primal was made up, let's see, I was just playing this the other day, of two members of Hyrax. So you've got Glenn Rogers right there, and then you've got George Icabellis right there. Lacabellis, I believe how I say his name. And those two guys were two of the main guys from Primal. They were also obviously two of the guys from Hyrax. And I guess Primal is no more, so those two guys decided to form their own band, and Final Decree is that band. You've got this the singer from Ruthless and the bass player from Steel Vengeance, and Glenn Rogers also was in Steel Vengeance. So there you go. Lots of connections here. Kind of a all-star California U.S. power metal band. So sound-wise, yeah, U.S. power metal, kind of pushing towards speed metal at times, but mostly just straightforward U.S. power metal, and in the vein of like early Metal Church or Reverend or Malaya Rage, that sort of Hex, that sort of just straightforward U.S. power metal stuff. Really good 2-song single. This is a European release. Side A is Before the Dawn, which is a faster, heavier song, and then backed up with Mirror Mirror, which is a more mid-paced heavy metal number. This was released on Headbangers Records. Bought a bunch of copies of this. They're available on NoLifeTillMetalRecords.com if anybody's interested. Fantastic. This is the first release from this new band, and my copy happens to be signed in the corner here by my friend Glenn Rogers, who is the guitar player and songwriter in the band. And he also sent me just thought I'd show this as well, a Final Decree patch, which I think is cool. I love stuff like that. So next up, this one I may have shown before, but I'm going to show it again because this is fantastic. Again, it's written in that same pocket of music, U.S. power metal. This is Hex. This is a 2-song single on High Roller Records. Night of Pain and Terror. You can see the band on the back. Now, Hex has run the gamut musically over the decades since the 80s. They started off as kind of a straightforward metal band, moved towards thrash metal, then went to death metal, and for the last few albums, they've kind of stuck with that fantastic kind of walking the fence between thrash and heavy metal style of what I call U.S. power metal, much like Final Decree or Heretic or Metal Church or those kind of bands. And this is just really good stuff. The last 2 Hex albums have been fantastic, and this single is no exception. So, Night of Pain and Terror from Hex. This is a German band. This is Brand New Artillery. Again, I may have shown this one before. I don't care. I'm showing it again. I finally got a chance to spin it, and man, this is good stuff. Now, musically, I'd say this is not really thrash metal. More in the straightforward heavy metal vein, even power metal at times. Probably could say speed metal, but yeah, not really thrash metal, but regardless, fantastic new release from them. The A-side is a new song called Last Journey. The B-side is a cover of Metallica's Trapped Under Ice, which is a fantastic choice for a deeper cut from Metallica, and a great song from them as well. So yeah, Artillery, The Last Journey. Alright, next up is another new release. This is the brand new Hellstar. This one was kind of a pain in the neck to get because I pre-ordered the album on Amazon, and then it got canceled for whatever reason, annoying. So I finally had to go find a copy from a seller in Europe and got it for a decent price. These things are a little pricey online now. They went up quickly. Brand new song from them, Texas U.S. power metal band. Black Wings of Solitude is the new song. I believe this front cover art is I should have looked it up before, but I believe this is by Carcass John, who does great. He's really cool. I mean, that just looks like a Carcass John cover to me. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyhow, backed up with a cover of Black Sabbath's After All the Dead, which of course is a Dio era song. Great deep cut cover. James Rivera on vocals. James is one of my all-time favorite vocalists. I've said it a million times before. If you watch my channel for any number of days. You probably know that I'm a big fan of James Rivera's vocals, and I consider him one of the upper echelon vocalists of heavy metal. You know, up there with Halford and Dickinson and Tate and those guys. This guy's just fantastic vocalist. Then, of course, you got Larry Barrigan on guitar. Larry's been with the band since the beginning. Hellstar, Black Wings of Solitude, great pickup from them. They have a new record coming out, which I believe is also going to be called Black Wings of Solitude. I'm looking forward to that. All right, now we're getting into some classic stuff, some older. This is a German pressing of Scorpions. Is there anybody there backed with Another Piece of Meat on the Harvest label? Back from what? This would have been what, 79? Yep, 1979. I got this one actually on eBay, really cheap. I'm always looking for early Scorpion stuff, and I was looking one night and bid the minimum and won. So, you know, I like when it happens. Alright, just next up, I'm always looking for singles from this band, and they're hard to find. This is not my favorite album from them, but this is a cool promo single for Locked In from Judas Priest. There was a regular version of this as well that's not a promo. This happens to be a single song promo, and if you look on the back, bottom there, you can see it says Demonstration Not For Sale. It is a white label promo with Locked In on both sides. And I don't know what the point of this is. It says Tight Spindle on there. I just thought it was funny, so I left it on there. It's not. I played it, so I don't know what the point of that is. But whatever. Yeah, Judas Priest, Locked In, promo single. This next one is also a promo single. Comes from the same album. This is Turbo Lover, obviously from the Turbo album. Again, it's a white label promo. Same song on both sides. Turbo Lover. And again, you can see Demonstration Not For Sale. So again, Priest, just one of those bands that I'm always looking for singles for, and I picked those up fairly inexpensively, and they're, you know, nice condition, so nice to have. All right, this next one was a gift from Carcass John, who I just mentioned earlier. When I was out visiting with him, he had this single and plopped it in my hand and said, "Here, this is for you." So this is Thin Lizzy Hollywood, backed with The Pressure Will Blow. Obviously a picture disc version, and I've shown the picture sleeve version on my channel before. If you saw my Thin Lizzy 7-inch vinyl video, you would have seen that picture sleeve version, but here's the picture disc version, so that's very cool. As well, I picked this one up from a European seller. This is Thin Lizzy Thunder and Lightning, and at this point you're probably like, how do you not have that? You have so many Thin Lizzy singles. Well, I didn't have this one, so finally grabbed a copy. There's also a 12-inch version of this that I'm on the lookout for. Backed with a live version of Still in Love With You. I believe this is a German this is a UK pressing, 1983. There's the back cover. Silver Vertigo label. Yep, Thin Lizzy, just another one of the bands like Priest and Scorpions, and they're just classic bands that I'm really into, that I'm always looking for stuff from, obscure singles and that kind of thing. But because I bought that from a seller in Europe, I looked through his list to find a few more, because you buy one single, you buy 5 singles, it's going to cost you the same amount of shipping, and that's the case with this seller. And so I picked this one up as well from the same seller. This is G-Force. This is I Look at You single, backed with White Knuckles and Rockin' and Rollin' on the B-side. So that track may be familiar to you. Who are G-Force? G-Force is Gary Moore. This is a project he did in the early 80s on Jet Records, one-off project, and then everything he did obviously did under his own name, so I'm not sure why he did this G-Force project and just didn't release this as a Gary Moore release, since that's pretty much what this is. It sounds just like the Gary Moore stuff from the late 70s and into the 80s. Just straightforward, you know, hard rock, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it. Really good stuff. I'm just a big fan of anything Thin Lizzy related, and I've been a fan of Gary Moore since I was a kid, so cool single. I picked it up from the same seller, like I said. Now this next one I picked up when I was out in Texas. I picked this up, you know, I'm a huge Aerosmith fan, and again, I'm always looking for obscure singles from Aerosmith. This is a Mexican single for Train Kept a Rollin', and so you've got, let's see if I can butcher this. También a la venta su LP, El Tren Siguero Rondando. Train Kept a Rollin'. And I believe it's backed with, you know, I haven't actually played this single yet. I just recently picked it up when I was out in Texas, like I said. I believe the B-side is Somebody. Espaciando. Espaciando is the B-side. So yeah, I just had to grab this single. I picked it up from Henry's store in Texas. Henry from St. Vitus, so Born Late Records. Wasn't cheap, but I didn't care. I wanted this single. I've only ever seen it once on eBay, and it sold for way more than I wanted to pay for it, so it was worth grabbing while I was out there. Plus, I grabbed a bunch of stuff while I was at Born Late Records, so he kind of bundled everything, gave me a nice discount, so I don't even know what I paid for it because he gave me a discount off the whole package. Alright, a little more Aerosmith here. You guys know I'm always looking for Aerosmith singles, so you'd be surprised if you didn't have an Aerosmith single in a 7-inch update, but this is Come Together, backed with Kings and Queens, which I probably have like 7 different versions of, but this is just a cool jukebox version with the jukebox slip inside of it, so wasn't expensive, but still cool to have. Again, Aerosmith, I collect anything from. This is a US pressing. And this too is a jukebox single from Aerosmith. The other side, backed with My Girl. Geffen Records, again, you can see the jukebox slip inside here. Cool to have. This was one I picked up in Texas by accident. I had piles of records in my hand. I was going through the store with Rob Caldwell. We picked this one up only because we wanted to see if the guitar player was who we thought it was. And it was. So this is Kansas Power. And as you can see, you've got Deep Purple's current guitar player pictured right there. It looks like him. I wasn't sure if I guess I didn't realize he played in Kansas at the time. So really cool. Picked this up by accident. This is a promo single. It's got a little sticker on it, CD mix on vinyl, white label promo. I had meant to put this back, and what I did instead was I picked up a Ted Nugent promo single, and I actually put that back and bought the Kansas one. Whatever. It was like a quarter or 50 cents, so it's not a big deal, but still cool to have. I'm a Kansas fan, so why not? All right, next up, this I also found in that same store, and was just, you know, I'll go through the gospel section. You just never know what's going to be sitting in there, and I went through the gospel section, and what do you know? Found a white label promo for Shout, Ken Tamplin's Shout from the 80s, that, you know, kind of glam metal band. I love that band, so this is a white label promo, Frontline Records for Showdown. So how cool is that? I thought that was really cool to find there. I mean, it was in there with, you know, Amy Grant and BB and CC Winans and that kind of thing. Cool single to find. You just don't see these Frontline singles very often, and nice to find this one. They never had a label. They were always just on these white paper sleeves and white label promo. I've got a few of them now on the Frontline label, so every once in a while I get lucky and find one. Another one that was like a quarter or 50 cents I picked up, but this is Foghat, Third Time Lucky, from the Boogie Motel album, which I love that album. So Foghat singles aren't, you know, don't show up very often either. I don't know if there's ever been a Bearsville sleeve. I've never seen one. Every time I find a Foghat single, they're always in white, you know, white sleeves like this. So I got Love in Motion on the B side, or was that the A side? I don't remember now. I think it was the B side. Love in Motion and Third Time Lucky. Boogie Motel, 1978, I believe it was. Is there a date on here somewhere? Might have been 79, but I think it's 78. Alright, new wave of traditional heavy metal band, White Wizard. Over the Top, backed with Gates of Gehenna. Found this one in that store as well. Very inexpensive, I was surprised. This is not one that shows up very often either. And here's the back side of that one. Earache Records. Is there a year on here? I don't see a year anywhere. And I don't know the year off the top of my head, but regardless. Black center label. White Wizard. Alright, this one was really cool. I found this one at Henry's store as well. And it was like $6. And this thing just never ever shows up anywhere. And I do have a copy of this. I have an autographed copy. Well, now I have an unautographed copy of Place of Skulls. Victor Griffin's band. If you don't know who Victor Griffin's A Place of Skulls is, you're probably not a fan of Doom. Victor Griffin was the guitar player in Pentagram, you know, classic doom metal band Pentagram. Place of Skulls is a band he formed, I believe, in the late 90s, early 2000s. They've released, I don't know, 5-6 albums over time, including this single, which was on Southern Lord Records. These things just don't show up often anymore, so $6, grab that sucker. This is The Fall and Evil Seed Live. And Evil Seed, of course, was a Pentagram song, I believe. I'm almost positive. I could be wrong, but I should look these things up before I start. There's a live, this is kind of a the gatefold that comes wrapped around the sleeve. You know, yeah, really cool find. I was kind of surprised just digging through the pile of old 7-inch singles, you know, same old Beatles, Beach Boys singles, and right on. This one I also picked up at that store, just one I didn't have. This was a split single between the Casualties and St. Vitus. Love me some St. Vitus. Casualties, a punk band. St. Vitus, traditional doom band. Kind of an oddball pairing, but still very cool to have. It's a promotional thing for what, Scion cars, which I don't even think Scion cars are around anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I can't remember. Actually, I think Scion is still around. Here's the back cover. Doom and punk together. Definitely picked up these two while I was out there in Texas, and I've got 3 more to go. But these two I picked up at the same place, same time, for under $10 each. So I was kind of surprised at the price tag on them. They sound fantastic. I'd given them both spins, so I was kind of thinking they'd be tore up, but they're not. Picture sleeves. This is the Indian single for Anthrax, backed with Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and Taint. As well, this is the Got the Time picture sleeves, picture disc version. And we've got that backed with Who Put This Together. Kind of a joke track on the back B-side of this. So 2 Anthrax singles, both picture discs, really cool. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hesitate. I snatched. They were actually sitting up on the wall, and I snatched them both down. So, really cool singles. And then finally, one that I picked up for, I don't know, a couple bucks. But I just been in this mood where I've been playing a lot of kind of electronic music and ambient music, and a lot of Osric Tentacles, and quite a bit of this guy too. This is Jean-Michel Jarre. So I picked up this single. This is Fourth Rendezvous and First Rendezvous single, and I think, I don't know, it was maybe $1 or $2. Might even be less than that, I can't remember. So yeah, that one's a little bit outside of the rock and metal spectrum, but regardless, it was a cool single, picture sleeve, so I grabbed it. So there you go, that's my rock metal 7-inch vinyl updates. Appreciate you all watching. Leave a comment below if you're interested in that Final Decree single. Like I said, we bought a ton of them, and they're available on NoLifeMetalRecords.com. That's it. Appreciate you all watching. God bless. Stay strong.